Hey guys, what is going on? It is Nathan here, and welcome back to the Best of 21 series between Jordan23 and TheViper. The score is currently 1-all each, and this is going to be Game 3. Game 3 is a lovely little map from the Light Random map pack. It's called Rooster, as you can see right here, and it's basically a bit like Baltic, except that you have this water around the edge, and that this bit is actually also water as well. So it's like Baltic, but not like Baltic. And these two guys are playing as the Vikings, which is pretty expected stuff, especially if you're going to go for water, because the Vikings are obviously one of the best, if not the best, naval civs in Age of Empires 2, so you'd be mad not to pick them. And we'll see what's going to happen in this game. Game 3 out of Game 21. Man, there's going to be so many games left to cover. And Rooster. Well, we've seen this. You may have seen the map Rooster if you have watched the Tyrant War 2, because I remember I watched it, and it was a game between TheViper and Fire. I won't tell you who won that game, but I'll tell you that it was a pretty good one. So be prepared to blow your pants off when you see this, because this will be pretty interesting indeed. Because man, you can have you can fight on both land and water. There's obviously going to be a possibility that they might go to try and do some landing. They might go for a land attempt, but it's going to be mostly focused on water. You're obviously going to be playing as the Vikings, so you might want to utilize that lovely water bonus, which is going to be really useful indeed. So I suspect that both these guys are going to go for a fastish feudal and get out some war galleys and get out there and do some damage on their opponent's stuff, which is going to be good indeed. And as you can see here, Jordan23 is making a house. He's doing that just to save villager time, and then he's probably going to be able to put a dock right here. And as you can see here, he is going to put a dock right here next to these two lovely big fish indeed. Oh no, it's not. Right here. And we've got a bit of a scout war here. It looks like Viper might... Oh, I don't know. It's going to be close, but... Wow, Jordan23 won that lovely little scout war. So, he won that by about 3 HP. Not really a big deal. Obviously, the scout isn't going to be very useful on water, but he will use it to just scout on land. Let's see how much he has scouted. The Viper has scouted not so much. Meanwhile, Jordan, not so much at all either. But he's going to go to do some scouting anyway, and that's great for him. Both these guys now getting their first docks up, going to be producing fishing ships in their docks, and going to be able to get that food in. And I suspect that both these guys are going to be able to do a very nice grush very soon. Viper is on 21 population, Jordan23 is on 22. That's obviously because Jordan did manage to keep his scout alive whilst Viper lost his, which is a shame, but you know, you can't lure deer with villagers, but you can lure deer with your scout. Okay, I don't know why Jordan just... Oh, sorry about that. That was just my phone. And man, I should keep it on silence. Not sure why Jordan isn't actually taking this deer. It would be a good idea, but of course, since he is going for a drush, then taking a deer would not be a great idea after all. And yeah, nice rhyme there. Very nice indeed. Both these guys now getting up their second docks, possibly going to go for a third dock very soon as well. And once these guys both reach feud, which is probably about the same time, Jordan is going to get up just slightly sooner, but it's not such a big deal. By the time Jordan gets out his first galleys, Viper will already have them already. So both these guys are going to have to protect their fishing ships, which is basically their primary source of food. And obviously, you need to keep them alive. Without fishing ships, you don't have food, and you need your villagers to gather wood and gold to produce those galleys. And if you don't have fishing ships, then you're going to be stuck in feudal for a long time. And now both these guys are going to be doing some lovely microing tricks. I've never actually commentated on a water game before, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how I can actually commentate. Hopefully my commentary skills are going to be adequate, I suspect. I don't know, how good are my commentary skills? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try and improve if there is anything to improve. Be honest, because that's obviously how I'm supposed to actually improve. Now we've got both these guys going to go in here, patrolling it seems, and very nice mic from both these guys. Viper just using this guy to try and distract Jordan's attention, but so is Jordan using this galley as well. And no galleys going down at all, but some galleys are damaged. And it seems like Viper has actually protected us a little bit better. As you can see here, Jordan has quite a few galleys which are very, very damaged. Meanwhile, Viper, well, he hasn't got that much damage. He hasn't taken that much damage at all. So, in terms of microing, Jordan is not so well. Compared to Viper, Jordan isn't that great, but he's obviously going to be better than most people, that's for sure. He is obviously a top player, but Viper is just more superior in microing. His micro skills are undoubtedly one of the best in the AOC. I have yet to see somebody who has better micro skills than him overall, although sometimes, of course, players don't usually perform their best, so microing may not be the best at that time. But both these guys are going to start massing up their galleys, and pretty soon they're going to have to engage sooner or later, because one of them is going to have to try and do something. Otherwise it's just going to be a stalemate, which is always not so great for both viewing and for playing. But a very nice microing from the Viper. Jordan, he's stationary, which is always not so great. He lost a few galleys right there, he took some damage as well. And Viper's dodging these arrows like a boss, like a complete boss right here. Very nice indeed. Lovely, lovely dodging and swerving and weaving in and out. Very nice indeed. Another little pick as well. Jordan also picked off one as well. And it's going to be a matter of time before they start to really mass up their galleys. Going to snipe this one very quickly indeed if he wants to, but going to try and focus down these fishing ships, and he could get one. There's one gone down, and that's not going to be so good for Jordan. Lovely little split from Viper here, and Jordan, he isn't really controlling his ships all that well, I have to say. Viper does seem to be a lot more better at this time. Going to be able to snipe this guy off if he wants to, which is not. And very nice pick from Jordan right there, picking off that fishing ship from the Viper. So it's pretty much even in terms of fishing ships, but in terms of their warships, well, Viper even has 13, meanwhile Jordan only has 10, which is going to be very, very difficult, especially when they both get to the castle wage, which is maybe going to come, I don't know, but right now both these guys are stuck in a grush war, but Viper does certainly have the numbers advantage, but Jordan does have fletching, and I can see why Viper is not engaging just yet. He needs to get fletching very soon. Let's see if he's going for that. Well, fletching was just done right there in like one frame. I saw that, and he's going to probably try to engage because they are both now even on upgrades. I think they're fairly even on in terms of numbers, but I think that Viper does have a slight edge. Although saying that, Jordan can easily replenish his war galleys right now a lot easier because his docks are just right here. But Viper could start picking these docks away if he wants to. Gonna be able to snipe this guy off. Ooh, that's very close indeed. Having not much luck right there, but he could just go back and try to do some damage on those docks, but he's not doing that. Meanwhile, Jordan has to keep his fishing ships safe, which is his primary objective. And, well, I don't know what to say really. Jordan is in a precarious sort of spot. He's not the end of the world, but it certainly is quite risky for him. Obviously, Jordan is actually forced into a very defensive position. He's forced to defend these fishing ships right here, all the way up to the north of the map, and that's not going to be good for him. But he really needs to start pushing out, but he can't really do that because there's just a mass of galleys right here. He could try to mass some galleys right here and go for a sneaky attack on these fishing ships, but I think that he does really want the numbers to deal with this huge mass of galleys that Viper has got. Yeah, Viper does have a lot more, but not by such a big amount. As you can see here, Jordan on 18 galleys, meanwhile, wow, 22 for the Viper. So it's not so huge, but that is it's still a difference. Obviously, that one arrow shot could mean the end of a galley. It could mean that you've saved a galley. It's all down to their microing skills, and like I said just before, just a few minutes ago, Viper certainly seems to have better micro, but Jordan is getting better. It seems he is actually not losing so many war galleys. I keep saying war galleys, than before, which is good for him. And Viper might be going to the feud castle age very soon. It looks like he's forgotten his market. There we go, his market right there. Going to be able to click up right now. Jordan, just a few seconds after him, and that's not such a big deal because by the time Viper has got War Galley and Bodkin Arrow, then Jordan should be able to get that very quickly as well. But even so, that slight delay in castle age time could mean that he is going to be able to lose a lot of fishing ships or docks or galleys as well. Right now, it looks like Viper's going to try and target these docks, which is going to be a good thing. That's going to cut Jordan's production of galleys by a huge amount. As you can see here, Jordan has got quite a few docks out, making his 5th right now, taking down this one right here, and Viper here has got quite a few docks of his own. Currently on the 4, but that's not such a big deal because he's got water control to a certain extent. It's not really at the end for Jordan, but it certainly is looking fairly bad. But you know, Jordan can actually pull this off, and even if he does actually lose water control, he could certainly try and get a landing party, a raiding party, and do some damage with them, possibly some knights getting into the Viper's base, which will not be good for him. One dock gone down for Jordan, and Jordan meanwhile is putting up another dock right here just to replenish what he's lost. And meanwhile, Jordan is still patrolling around here, trying to keep these fishing ships safe as good as possible. And well, Viper is very nearly there. He's on 96%. Jordan is on 93%. So that's a tiny difference actually, but it's still something. And Viper advances to castle age. We will expect to see Bodkin Arrow straight away, right here, and possibly going to go for, well, not possibly, definitely going to go for War Galley. There we go, War Galley on 37% right here. So he's going to have that lovely little tech advantage for a few seconds, but he needs to make this a few seconds count and do as much damage as he can with those few seconds, otherwise he will not gain that much advantage anytime soon. Bodkin Arrow is done for both these guys, it seems, so that's going to be good for Jordan. And meanwhile, War Galley is done for the Viper, and Jordan's going to have to GB right now because, well, Viper has a pretty good navy, pretty huge as well, and he could probably be able to roll up here and completely destroy Jordan. Jordan does not have the numbers at all. As you can see here, Viper's got such a huge navy, 35 warships compared to the 26 that Jordan has currently got, so that's 9 more. That's quite a huge number, and that's pretty huge indeed. A university for the Viper, so it's probably going to get ballistics right here. Ballistics going, it's been researched right now as we speak. Meanwhile, Jordan has got a university as well, going ballistics as well. And Viper taking down these fishing ships is not going to be good for Jordan at all. He's going to lose that lovely little food bonus that these fishing ships do provide. And Viper may just try to engage Jordan's fleet, and this could be a pretty big naval battle. In fact, this probably will be the end for Jordan. I don't want to call it, but it could be the end for Jordan's navy, that's for sure. If Viper just rolls up here, he could be able to destroy all of these ships, but nobody has careening yet. Nobody has that +1 ship armor, and man, what a huge battle here. That's a huge battle. It's kind of hard to see who's going to win, but I know that Viper's going to win purely because of his numbers, which we saw earlier. But since these guys both have controlled their units in here, these galleys stack up on top of each other, so it's kind of hard to see who has got the advantage. But as you can see here, Jordan is losing water and Viper is gaining water. He's pretty secure, and wow, Jordan's going to say GG right here. Wow, that was a pretty unexpected actually. I wasn't actually I wasn't actually expecting Jordan to resign so quickly. Sure, he did lose water, but it wasn't really the end. He could have actually managed to pull something off on land. He did have a lot of resource. He could have used that wood to make about 2 stables, got about a few knights into the Viper's base. Maybe you could have used a transport ship and just transported them across here. That would have been good for Jordan. I don't think it was the end for him, but you know, he did lose water and he just felt a bit, he didn't think he could win. But Viper Ezekiel isn't looking that well defended. This bit here is going to be really easy to defend. There is no TC. In fact, there's only just 1 TC from the Viper. Meanwhile, Jordan is probably on 1 TC as well. That's obviously going to be the case since these guys have been producing war galleys, which cost wood. So there we go. Game 3 goes to the Viper. The score now currently lies at 2-1 to the Viper, and I'll see you very shortly in Game 4. So, I'm Nathan, and I'm out.